you know, that we are, some may not be totally their faults. Partly the family members were not well managed, partly because of the society. Maybe there is really no the right places to go to are not, just available or close to them, and they are not aware. It lowers self-esteem of individuals, involved. Psychiatric symptoms, difficulties with social relationships because such people would have been to one side and nobody wants to interact with them. Reduced likelihood of staying with treatment because usually people that have this mental condition believe that nothing is wrong with them. So they need the support of their family members to ensure that they take their medication. So they naturally would want treatment and medication. Then they will have more difficulties at work. So these are some of the harmful effects of stigmatization. And how do we address stigmatization? There can be individual approach, and then there is also the community approach. With respect to individual approach, the person can be talked to about mental health. You can share talks on mental health, and educate, just as we are doing here. We can keep educating, advocating, creating awareness about stigmatization so that people become aware that they should stop stigmatizing people with mental health condition. We can begin to deliberately be conscious of the languages that we use, because, you remind people that what matters, whatever you tell people, the way people internalize these messages differs. Encourage equality between physical and mental illness. We should learn to understand that even people that have mental illness, it is not different from anyone that has a physical illness, and we begin to treat individuals with mental health condition same as we treat others with different kinds of physical health condition. We show compassion, for people with mental illness. Encourage them. Awareness about treatment. Let the media know, because many a times you find out that the way media presents messages to the public sometimes connotes other meanings. And so when we realize that the media is using a stigmatizing language, to present some stories or things that they are writing about mental illness, we point it out to them. Then we choose empowerment over shame. So, the public health approaches that we can use to address stigmatization are that, according to Janos 2023, is a scientist, a researcher. His research on anti-stigma interventions has found that successful interventions will include, with respect to public health intervention, will include first, personal contact with the people involved. When you see someone that has mental health condition, you show love, you show kindness. Be ready to interact with that person. The person will feel loved and not stigmatized. That way, we will be addressing stigmatization in society. Then we can focus on a range of disorders, when addressing the public, when talking about mental health conditions, rather than being specific, so that individuals, that have such mental health conditions will not feel that they are the target of that conversation and discussion at that point in time. So the person would not feel stigmatized. You involve people or participants that had lived the experience, so that they can share their experience the way truly it is. Then you use credible and specific language and cultural signifiers on the target group. Then it is a long-term project at any point in time. Mental health disorders take time to reverse or to treat. Reversal may not happen quickly, but afterwards the patients will just continue to be managed and taken off triggers, that can precipitate the mental health condition. Let's now talk about the Islamic perspective of mental health and well-being. What does Islam tell us about mental health? Does our religion cover mental health? Does it recognize that there is anything called mental health and well-being? Mental health is an amanah from Allah. It is our responsibility to recognize this and learn more about how to have healthier minds. Thank you. So, to know it's our mental health that influences the way we think, the way we feel and act, and handle stress and relate to others and make choices. These are some of the Quranic verses that acknowledges that mental health actually exists. The reality and importance of mental health is stated in Quran, Quran 2, verse 155. And each time Allah talks about the fact that, we'll be tested with fear and the hunger and loss of wealth and lives and fruits, but he also reassures us that he will give good tidings to the patients. And also, the prophets have also assured us that the prophets and other prophets and messengers of Allah also have their grieving moments and times of sadness and worries, and Allah reassured them afterwards. So that, a healthy body and physical health is also recognized in the Quran, in Surah 7 and 31. And that is why fasting is prescribed for us. Now, in struggle, when we are going through our struggles, we are usually supposed to be hopeful and then move on to strategize the coping mechanism, and then our faith will carry us on, to overcome that burden. And when we look at Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 286, Allah does not burden a soul beyond what it can bear. So why are we involving Islamic communities in mental health care? And that is because, we all are abreast of what the world is now about technology abuse, drug abuse, stigmatization, and taboo. And they are all here in our midst. And so as a Ummah, we cannot isolate ourselves from all of this. And so we must wake up to the responsibility saddled by the community and the world that we are in. So the reasons for communal efforts to promote mental health care are to reduce stigmatization, and that was why I went all the way to let us know what we need to do and how we can reduce stigmatization. Nobody knows who will have ailment, so ailment does not discriminate, and nobody is free from that. And because of that, we must all come together and do the needful. Then it is spiritually rewarding if, as a Ummah, we come to the aid of people that have mental health condition. It is a form of dawah, as has been stipulated in the Quran and Hadith. Then it is a form of charity to the Ummah if we, as part of or member of a Ummah, steps out to help. How can we promote acceptance of mental health care by Islamic communities? We should start integrating teachings of the Holy Quran and specify, clearly some of the verses of the Quran that talks about mental health and well-being. We should develop resources and signages, and place them in strategic places in our places of worship, so that our members will be able to internalize this, start creating awareness, deliberate one, and organize seminars like this. We should create counseling clinics. I'm not sure many of our our organizations, have counseling clinics like we're advocating in Nasfat now. Then there should be focus group discussions, even amongst our to discuss what mental health condition is, and when people are identified with such mental health condition, we should not stigmatize them. Rather, we should create referral points. Either we refer them to where they will get medical attention, and then when they get that, those that need support financially should try and ensure that we give them such financial support. These are other verses of the Quran, that shows that mental health can be relieved. Then the affair of a believer is also a hadith that talks about how, as a person, that verily all of the is something the other way around. The Islamic community should be responsive to global call for action and promote mental health care for their ummah, so that we can have a better sanitized ummah, and Islam will be promoted for it. And I have that food for thought on the screen for us. We should talk about our mental health the same way we talk about our physical health, as if it's a normal conversation, because it should be discussed. Thank you very much for your attention. Assalamu alaikum. And I want to say, together we can move the ummah forward and sanitize our society.
Of course, Jazakallah khairan for that wonderful and inspiring message that has been Professor Rahmat Hamza. Okay, of the topic.
Rahmat Adisa.
Okay, he has been understanding the stigma. Muslim Ummah addressing the stigma, the acceptance of mental health care within the Islamic community, and she has highlighted so many things for us, starting with the definition of mental care according to the World Health Organization. Mental care, the factors, the social, psychological factors, and what those things that we'll see, that we'll know that, okay, this person is battling with mental health. And she has also highlighted the different ways we can help them. Someone said that your mind is just like a fertile land. It is whatever you put there, either positivity or negativity, that will grow there. All right, as she was speaking to us, we have the opportunity to introduce to you the National Amir Brother Tajuddin Olashipo. Kindly wave from wherever you are. You are welcome, sir. Also, we also have the witness, the presence of Nasfat Lagos Zone 1 representative. Can you wave from wherever you are? Thank you very much. Nasfat Lagos Zone 2 representatives, you are welcome. Nasfat Lagos Zone 3, you are welcome. We also have members of the headquarters representative, you are welcome. We also have members from Nasfat Ikorodu branch. Nasfat Ikorodu branch, the representative, you are welcome. Also, we have the Nasfat Ogun Zone 3 representative, you are welcome. All right, so we proceed to the next thing on the item.
Professor Rahmat Adisa, she was the former chairman of Counselling Committee Nasfat Worldwide before Dr. Koyu take the position. So thank you very much, ma, for the lecture.
We appreciate
And
you.
I want to recognize the VP, Vice President, one of Nasrullah Al-Fati, Engineer Kamal Walawi.
Wa alaikum
Assalamu
salam wa
warahmatullahi
rahmatullahi.
wabarakatuh.
You're
Thank
welcome,
you for
sir.
coming, sir. And now, please, because we want to change the position of the arrangement, since we make the arrangement of the table, we want our table so they can see the slide and so that they will be able to have the set for the table. Sorry for the inconvenience, sir. Bismillah. President, sir, you can go back to that. Engineer, please, ma. Alaja Lamina, ma. Please, ma.
Pardon me for the oversight. We also have the presence of Nasrullah Party Society, National Women Leader, Alaja Babalola. Pardon me for the oversight, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You're welcome, ma'am. Proceed to the next item on the agenda, which is question and answer for the first lecture. Question and answer for the first lecture. So I'll be taking numbers now so that we can get our questions. So if you have a question, you can just signify and I count. Taking just two questions. Questions for the first lecture. 1, 2. No female. Should I take a female? I'm not a female. Any female, please. I can make it 3. 3. Thank you. Take the male first. Second mic. Kindly step forward. He's coming. He's coming, number 1.
Okay. Please can step forward so that the camera can.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Walaikum
Yeah,
salam.
I'm Yusuf Kamio from Congress. Really want to appreciate the lecturer for the lecture and going through how you explain mental illness. But one of those things that I think that as Muslim we need also need to clarify. I don't know, because I happen to be a doctor myself, and while I was in medical school, I used to know that all these transgender, gay, lesbian used to be a medical illness. So want to know, because I know that I think that's changed now. Want to know, is it still a medical illness? I mean, a mental health issue? Because they will tell you that they've been stigmatized, they've been labeled, and everything. All those features you mentioned against people with mental illness, it also applies to them. So, and I know the society is saying that, okay, those stigmatized gay or all those LGBT, of which they are trying to even impose on every other country to recognize them as normal human beings. So I don't know what it is in your profession at the moment now. Is it a mental health issue, or what is it now? Thank you.
Okay. Should I take all the questions? All right, number 2.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa
My name is
rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Shakiruddin Bankole from King Media. King Media. So my question is related to this, but I have 2 questions. One is the World Health Organization has a model called DSM. DSM is a Diagnostic Statistical Manual that is used to diagnose mental health. Under this, they have scientific explanation for cross-gender and LGBT and all of that. I want to find out, just like the doctor said, has it now been removed because we have a new president in the US who has also left the World Health Organization? That's one. The second is, we need to invest heavily in rehabilitation homes. Does this organization have a plan for that? Because that's one of the loose ends to mental health, illness, and care.
Do you get that, ma'am? Do you get that, ma'am? All right. Number 3 question. Kindly step forward. Is there? Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
My name is Magdia Munoba from Muslim Student Society. I want to ask a question that's related to the female. Most time, when a female is pregnant and give birth, they have what we call mental disorderness, that Yoruba will call it abisinwe. Is it something that is really mental health, or what are the causes for such illness?
So is it medical, you mean? Okay. Okay. Ma'am, yes, she can answer the questions. That's all.
There's another one here.
Okay.
Assalamu alaikum. How do we actually understand all these disorder, envy, eating disorder, and other with? Let me give so that you can see.
Thank you very much for the questions. So talking about the first and second question about transgender and transgender being a mental illness under classification by DSM. Well, yes, it's under that classification, but you all agree with me that the recent development with respect to what happened in the US is very, very recent. So if there's going to be a new classification, the body of my search while preparing this presentation, it hasn't. And whether the organization has plans for rehabilitation move. Well, I think our president is here and some of our NEC members are here. So, and they have heard this. As an organization, we are actively and deliberately promoting mental health. And that is why we ensure that our counseling clinic is proactive and very, very active. So we must begin to think of rehabilitation move. We may not have enough professionals, to do this, but we can start by identifying where we have the rehabilitation centers and where we have cases. For that, we make referral to such places. That can be our first point of call. And this goes to other organizations, Islamic organizations that are here too. I mentioned it that we can refer in our bid, to ensure that we promote mental health and protect our Ummah from stigmatization. We educate, we create awareness, and then we create helplines also for them to call, to get in touch with us. and we can also make referrals. You refer them to the specialists that will be able to take care of them, either for rehabilitation or for the adequate treatment that they need. Then the abyssinic, which is a medical postpartum mental ailment for women. When women are pregnant, there are so many physiological changes that takes place, and this interferes, that physiological changes interferes with their natural well-being, their state of health, at that point in time when they conceived. For some people it is genetic, because I think history has had it that some people in their families, it runs like that. And for some, it's because of changes that could be environmental, that could be circumstantial, based on their medical circumstances at that point in time. So, yes, it happens, but they get over it when they are well managed. Thank you very much.
Welcome, Jazakallah Khairan. All right, we move ahead to the second lecture of the day, which is going to be delivered by our doctor. Doctor does not want to give us his citation, but I feel I know a little, and I'll just say that little. I know he's a model in MSSN, he's a mentor in MSSN, he's a father, and he's my boss. He's a director in the Lagos State Ministry of Education, OEQA, Office of Education Quality Assurance. He did not give me citation, but I know I'll just bring up something. Let's welcome to the side of the hall, Dr. Sulaiman Ogumuyiwa. You are welcome, sir.
Saying that all praises and adorations are due to none but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the creator of the heavens and the earth and what is contained. As one deserve worship, adoration, and praise for him. We are witness that God does not stop good servant of Allah. Allah continue to shower on him of blessings upon him and the generosity of his unto the occasion. Permit me to quickly say, without slandering anything, that Nasfat is ahead of most organizations when it comes to counseling. I want to encourage Nasfat to continue to lead the way. This initiative of bringing us together, share thoughts on how we counseling in our something that I want to thank the you, Chairman and National Counseling Committee, which I have served for. This is the third year, Dr. Rahman. Yeah. Thank you for the serving that committee. My task is to introduce I'm going to start by asking the question as counseling. I want us to be speaking. What do you think is counseling? Anyone?
There should be someone.
Yes, what is counseling?
Counseling. You can speak from there. Counseling is to advise. I want more. I wish is the position there? Yes, sir. Sorry, can you start again, sir? The process of helping people.
The process I agree completely. Whether what you are getting to it is able to know what I'm going to tell you. Any other definition? The process. We have
Counseling.
Yes, it can be individual or group.
Yes.
The case may be.
What happens there? What happens between the counselor and the counselor?
Based on their issues and
Okay. Excellent. Now, there are so many words that are associated with counseling, and we use them very well with it. And I don't have much problem with that. What is most critical? What is most critical is that we get the right mindset about it. Now, people say it is advice. They say it is recommendation. Don't touch it. I'm using this. I'm using this. They say it is recommendation. It is instruction. It is directive. It is encouragement. It is giving information. Yes. It is also mediation. It is reconciliation. It is arbitration. And it's also negotiation. You all agree with me? But if one thing is missing, all these are not counseling. It's very easy for my dad to call me and say, come here, Suleiman. Go and do this. I advise you to go and do this. That's not counseling. He has given an advice. And you know that Akbalagba will not give you advice. You take it and you go and do it. It's not directive. It's an instruction. In the same way, when we talk about counseling, this is the most important thing here. Guiding. It's a process. It's a process where you guide someone. In the process of guiding the person, you may give advice. In the process of guiding the person, you may give instruction, depending on the kind of client that you have. So, what is most important here is what? I want everybody to say is what? Again? Don't mind me. I was in the classroom for 9 years. So my dad started as a teacher. Ended up in the bank. My mom started as a teacher and ended up as a principal. So, the student of my mother. Thank you, man. Thank you, man. So, don't mind me. I'm doing like students. So it's a process, like I said, between two people. It can be between one person and a group of people, which is group counseling. If it is between one person and another person, or one person and two persons, or three persons, that is also individual counseling, not group counseling. Why are we here? I think I met Imam saying something like that. And also Dr. Koyum also mentioned the fact that there are a lot of problems in the community. You agree with me that so many mental issues. And sincerely, just driving on CMD road, I saw a guy in the middle of the road, barefooted, walking at the center of the road, and cars were moving away from him. So I was trying to read Quran coming, but I had to stop. And I just reflected. I was just saying, Astaghfirullah, Astaghfirullah, Astaghfirullah. It could have been me, it could have been anybody. But the poor guy, you don't know what led him to that, and that guy does not have any help. Essentially, we are sitting on a gunpowder. I mean, Dr. Said is here. We see people all around us. The rate at which people are engaged in drugs is alarming. And I assure you, Nigeria is not going to be like this in the nearest future. Because we are going to have more vagabonds than sensible people. And it's going to be more difficult to govern. And so, this is coming at the right time. We can nip it at the bud. If all of us can come together and start to do it now, even if you are not doing it for others, they are trying their own best. They are doing theirs. One of the best counseling sites you can ever go to belongs to the Catholic. They are doing a lot, but we are not. And we have to do something. So many issues are there for us to battle with. Why do we need to provide this counseling? Why? And I'd like to talk about this part, even though I am not an Islamic scholar of repute. Because I thought Islamic scholar when I was teaching in his classroom. So a friend of mine called me from the UK and said, "Hey, what was Islamic study?" He said, "Muslim scholar." I didn't really know. I'm not a Muslim scholar. Allah says in this surah, this particular verse, said, وَمَوْلَكُمْ لَا تُقَاتِلُونَ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ وَالْمُسْتَضْعَفِينَ مِنَ الرِّجَالِ وَالنِّسَاءِ وَالْوِلْدَانِ الَّذِينَ يَقُولُونَ رَبَّنَا أَخْرِجْنَا مِنْ هَذِهِ الْقَرْيَةِ ظَالِمِينَ أَهْلُهَا وَاجْعَل لَّنَا مِن لَّدُنكَ وَلِيًّا وَاجْعَل لَّنَا مِن لَّدُنكَ نَصِيرًا. Now, I have not read in the tafsir because I read very little tafsir. But I know that Allah gives us a lot of intuition to be able to understand the Quran. And you understand and interpret the Quran without changing the word based on your profession. You give example based on your profession. When I read Letters of Muslim by I think Modudi, it was more of using agriculture to drive home the point that Islam and this is Allah and this is Islam. I am convinced beyond reasonable doubt that this verse is referring to us as counselors. It said, why will you not strive and fight and struggle in the way of Allah? When there are people who are suffering, who are weak in the society, Allah said they are men, they are women, they are children. And what are they saying? يَقُولُونَ رَبَّنَا O Allah أَخْرِجْنَا مِنْ هَذِهِ قَرْيَةٍ ظَالِمِينَ أَهْلُهَا. When will you send to us those who are going to save us from this oppressive community? And this is just a free opportunity for us to take up this responsibility and be those people where they say that when will you appoint for us from yourself? وَجْعَلْ لَنَا مِنْ لَدُنكَ وَلِيًّا وَجْعَلْ لَنَا مِنْ لَدُنكَ نَصِيرًا. When will you send to us those who are going to be our wali? And when will you send to us those who are going to be our helpers? Does it mean that if we don't do this, then Allah has not sent us to be helpers? But if we start to do it, then it means Allah has indeed sent us to come and help people. I am convinced that we are in the right place and we are supposed to be doing the right thing. Just add this to your salat, I assure you, Allah will grant you paradise. Now, when we now come to counseling, I am going to explain just 4 principles or 4 core of counseling because of time. If you get it right, sincerely, you don't need to go to school and learn counseling for 4 years. Just with people. Because counseling is by practice. It's not about going to school. Understand the process and practice it. Allah made it so easy for us. Even though when you understand theories and you understand all those things, it's going to help you, no problem. But what we need to do is learn these things and start to practice. I said it's an art of guiding. What is an art? It's something you can learn over time then to become. And it's for the sake of certificates. It's go and do any certificate course on Alinsi, Coursera, they are there. It's going to give you more understanding. Now, what are the core? The first one is building a rapport. If somebody comes to you, no matter how brilliant you may be, if you don't create or establish rapport, you are not going to go anywhere. Because people have problems, truly, and they want to talk. But the first thing is to size you up. Can I talk to him? Can I tell him everything? Because a lot of them will look at you and tell you just a little thing and they go away. If they tell you a little thing, will they be cured? No. It's like you go to a doctor and you have 10 complaints, but because you don't like the doctor, you tell the doctor only 3. And if he prescribes for you some medication, will you be healed? No. So what do you do to make people to be able to talk to you? And that is rapport. How do you do it? Always start with a smile. We all have problems. So you don't carry your problem to the counseling room, to the counseling clinic. Don't carry your problem to people when they have seen you as the wari and the nasir. So, start with a smile. Make a complimentary remark about their dressing, about their name, about their hair. Say something good about them. Don't look at them and say, look at the way you are dressed. You must be a very stubborn boy. You have concluded already. Offer them a seat. Because they have come for help to you, does not mean you are the master. And you sit down and they will stand in. Okay, yeah, I'm listening to you, I'm listening to you. The problem is so much. No. Even if it is just to ask an information from you, be very receptive. Welcome them and say something good about them and seek after their welfare. However, if it is a marriage counseling that you are doing, don't pass too much remark about the wife of the husband that is before you. Because the woman will say, if you had the counselor, you can see the way the counselor was pushing about my dress. And you never say anything. Be careful. I came to me and said, oh, I must say, wow, you are mean. So ever since that day, she calls me father. So this is the foundation. When you establish this, you will be free. But I'm asking this question. What is start crying? He is narrating the problem. What do you do? You cry. Interesting. Okay. Well, that's his opinion. But I tell you, when you cry, you have to make the counseling worse. Because the cry will just say that is also I have not told you anything, you are crying. I want you guys to continue. So, this is where empathy comes. Empathy is that you know say things in that person and that you know what they are going through. That you have also experienced something like that before. If you have, good luck. 2019, when people come and say, I lost my dad, I just said, well, me, I still have my dad. But after 2019, when I lost my dad, so when they come and say, I lost my dad, it was very. What am I doing? Depressing. I lost my dad. Imagine how it feels. You know how it feels. That was so close to me. I am his carbon copy. I don't need DNA. I need to tell my other siblings that if we wanted to the DNA, just like to say this, to understand that yes, this person understands what I am going through. If you have not gone through that before, you can
who has experienced this exact thing. And the way it felt is the way you are also feeling. What are you doing? You are empathizing. A mistake. I'm looking forward to see that in me. Because something those days of yes.
I was still in the university. And we were parking, we were going for, I think, IBC. Then sister came and
What is wrong with this? She left and she never forgave me. 10 years after I met her, she reminded me. Don't say it. You must empathize with people. What am I supposed to say? I'm supposed to say, your mom is sick. I may not cancel like this.
yes, we can cancel everything because of. In fact, let others be going. I won't go. I will wait with you to ensure that your mom is gets okay. In fact, let us go to your mommy now. Let me call a doctor, and I call a doctor, and the doctor comes around and says, "Don't worry, she's okay. You guys can go." And both of us will now leave that same day. We'll still go to IBC. That is the power of empathy. She will be the one to tell you that, you know what, I think my mom is stable now, and I think she's in a good hand. Can we go? That is the power of empathy. If you don't establish this, if you don't ensure that this goes on between you and your clients, they will not take you serious because they will feel you don't understand what I'm going through. A lot of clients like to say this. They believe that what they are going through, you are not going through it. So they asked me one day, he was going to get married to his second wife, and he said he should come to me. So he came and said, they said I should come and I want to cancel the second wife. He said, you have the second wife? I said, no. Then you can't cancel me now. And I smiled. That is the error. I said, do you know the number of second wife or third wife marriages, couples that I've spoken to? And let me tell you, you have one wife, okay? You are marrying another wife. If you have 3 wives, these 3 wives are different. If you have a 4th wife, it's a new experience for you. So it's just like you have one wife, except that you are related with 3 women. So if I have spoken to about 50 couples going into second marriage, how can you tell me that your experience is better than my own? Because you have only one experience with 3 wives, even though it is direct. But I have listened to 50 at different times, so I know a lot of things that is happening in polygamous marriages. Okay, I have 3 more minutes. So, when your client starts to cry, offer them handkerchief, toilet roll to wipe their tears. Allow them to cry. It may be for 5 minutes. Allow them. Give them a glass of water. Okay? If it's same sex, you can put your hand on their shoulder, or you put your hand on their own palm and just caress them a little and tell them everything will be okay. What you are doing is that you are empathizing with them. Don't say, hey, ọdún mi lè fi sunkún ẹ̀kan sùn. No. Now, the third thing is unconditional positive regard. Don't profile people with all sense of humility. A different kinds of people have sat before me for counseling. Don't profile them. I always say this story about Nasfat University. Nasfat University started because of a failure of another university. Now, this have their own that university. So he died in a ghastly motor accident. So they now went to the school to see what they can do. Now, they waited for the VC. They said, he doesn't want to say anybody. He said, we will wait. We will wait. They waited for 6 hours. So when they went, he said, see, I don't have much time. I'm a very busy person. What do you want to say? He said, yeah, our son was attending your school, but he died. He said, okay, so What do you want to do? So we are thinking of putting up a structure here. Do you know the cost of a building here? They said, please, what is the cost of a building here? They said about a 2 billion. Said 2 billion. And I buried 2 billion. Then they look, the couple, the husband and wife look and said 2 billion. When we are thinking of bringing about 50 billion here. So it means that we can build our own university, and they went ahead and built their own university. Don't profile people. Children, even children. Your friend's son has come for counseling. Now says, see, oh, Baba. No, don't do it. Respect them. My son attends a boarding school. He doesn't like me to come to their school. Say because if you come and you go, everybody will say, see your daddy, see your daddy. He's a good man, see your daddy. You, see you. So the guy is always under pressure. So he said, please don't come. Initially, I couldn't understand. Then later, I had to put myself in his shoes. Then I said, don't worry, I won't come except you want me to come. Because we need to accept people unconditionally. I don't have to tell him that you are not serious. Even if they are telling you that, is it not to motivate you? Are you not supposed to be happy for me? No! Look at the way he's feeling. He feels like he's nobody because they are comparing who are they? Compare my son to me. You don't compare a old brother, 25-year-old brother from the same brother. Not to talk of comparing. We need. However, I understand my own son and see how he can get his balance, like Dr. Robert was saying, about all these mental health indicators. Because if you are not careful, he may run into depression every time he's going to school. Because somebody will say, see, see, you are just the opposite of your father. Unconditional positive regard. Somebody is not attend to him the way you attend to somebody that you think is so rich. Give them fair hearing. Then the fourth point is confidentiality. And this is where I'll stop. Confidentiality. If you are a counselor, you want to listen to people, your mouth does not allow you to speak. Don't speak. Somebody cannot come to you tonight and if the money on the minbar and knew the person already, stigmatized and say, oh, all of us on here, don't do it. You must keep secret as secret. If you have a book you are jotting, always keep it very well. Don't scatter it. Don't allow your wife or your husband to be reading all the cases because you don't know where they are going to speak. The moment you somebody you are going to fail, nobody will come to you again because man lost a refu. Tell him, tell another person, and it will go on the internet. Don't go on the internet and use people's story and start posting it. Somebody will just realize that story looked like the story of a friend. And he will just go to the and say, do you know Dr. Sulaiman? I said, I know Dr. Sulaiman. I said, no problem. And what is he looking for? He has gotten the answer. Definitely, he is talking about you on the internet. Ladies and gentlemen, can we be counselors? Can we be counselors? Can we be the wali and the nasir for the ummah? You will be. The mindset of a counselor is that of a leader who is okay and wants to do good to everyone in the community. He is that person that focuses on the purposefulness of why they do what they are doing. I pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will continue to be with us. I want to also conclude like Dr. Ahmad said. Let us establish. I didn't copy you. I have already said this slide yesterday. But I saw that you said that we should establish a network of trained, leaders and imams who are going to be counselors. We have to share best practices. Nobody knows it all. We learn from one another to become better. May Allah SWT give us the best of this world and the best of the hereafter. Jazakumullah khair for your attention. In هذه تذكرة فمن شاء اتخذ إلى ربه السبيل وقل قولي هذا واستغفر لكم والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
What's so painful is that doctor was now saying it in the mic that's 20 minutes, 3 minutes. People who are you now hurrying doctor up? It felt as if he should not even stop. But what do we do? Time management. You just have to manage the time. Yes. That was an inspiring message from Dr. Sulaiman Ogunmuyiwa on the topic empowerage.
Inshallah, the slide of Dr. Sulaiman, Professor Adisa, will be sent to us before we leave this place. Inshallah.
All right, the next thing on the agenda now is the third lecture, which is going to be delivered by a relationship coach, a counselor par excellence, none other.
To ask Dr. Ogunmuyiwa, the first two talked about how that when we are giving an online counseling.
You get that, sir? Doctor, do you get that? Okay, yeah. Number two at the back, at the back.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa barakatuh.
So my question is, the person that is counseling the other person, what are we going to call the person that they are counseling? Like a counselor and...
Okay. You get that, sir? All right.
Okay, I think someone...
Okay, you are taking one more. Okay.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
This is Balogun Nasir from Miss Move. I first want to appreciate the question I intend to ask is this. He is a doctor, and that is why he acquired so much experience in this. Can it be done by someone who is not a doctor? I mean, somebody who is not trained to be a counselor, or better still, somebody who is not a doctor in that particular line. Can he be a counselor? Can he or she be a counselor? Assalamu alaikum.
But it is an art, don't forget. You said it can be learned over time. But I'll just leave the question to you to answer.
Okay, thank you for the questions. The first question about online counseling. Yes, you can help people with their rapport. Whether you are using Zoom, you can say, Assalamu alaikum. Okay, how are you? Can you hear me very well? What kind of plan are you using? Airtel, or where are you? Oh, okay, you are in the UK. Oh, how is the code there? Just try to find out. Oh, you are in Germany. What time is it there? You are showing concern about the other person, trying to make the person feel comfortable with you. Then it is good that you also start with introduction. Oh, I'm Dr. Sulaiman Ogunmuyiwa. I've been a counselor for the past, so whatever. I studied this, I studied that, and I want to be rest assured that in this case, professionally, let me tell you that anything you tell me stays between me and you. I is assured. So let me meet you too. Just tell me 1 or 2, 3 things you think I should know about you. Then the person will also say something. What you are doing is you are trying to create that rapport. I mean, empathy. Okay, so empathy here, let's imagine that the network is not favorable. Network is not favorable. Hello, I can't hear you. I can't say hello, okay. Then the line will cut. Because leave that where you are. Go to another place. Go to another place. I don't have time. No. This is even you are trying to show empathy with the environment that you are. Oh, the line has been breaking. So what do you think we should do? Should we switch to Google, or can we use Zoom, or can we use WhatsApp, or can we refix it so that maybe the network will be better at another time? You know, you show a lot of understanding about the other person, because it may also be you that will be, you know, having that network issue. And if it is a particular problem you want to empathize, same way, like you do when it is physical. So the last question is, can you believe? See, if I tell you my story, I studied counseling first and second degree, and I left counseling. Immediately I left university, I left counseling. I started teaching with Lagos State Government. I was teaching Islamic studies, I was not doing counseling. Then I went to the office. I didn't come back to counseling until 2014. 2014. There's a lot of story about
I always say it. There was a day that they said on the aspect of the marital counseling, they are now asking the question from the couple. They ask the husband, sorry to say this, because this is the thing that we need to let our people understand. There's a lot of things that we corner ourselves as a Muslim as a reality in marital life. They ask the, during the couple session, they ask the husband, please, we want to go into marriage, and we know that sex is very, very important. Like how many are so if it is a food, like so that okay. They had the sister, they said the brother should excuse, because we that we go for the session, we are inside now the sister, he said that by 6 round, I'll be okay. Please, I want to ask us, and that marriage war. So, as a counselor, how can we make it around that? That is why it's establishing that, please, we need to assist ourselves. We are all one, as our traditional said that. Muslim, we are all one. If Nasfat is striving on this aspect, other organization must do the same. Because we have some session that maybe somebody from Nasfat married somebody from Azarudi. and we need to prepare the mental counseling. Definitely, both of them must have the same session. But if there is no understanding on that, how are we going to achieve that marriage? How the marriage will be successful? So that's why this one is giving us. Yes, we know that we try our best as a professional counselor. When the time comes, there's something that we are going to let us know, so that the template that Nasfat is bringing, everybody will be able to achieve better at their various. I want to do this because to appreciate us. Because we have to do something outside. I don't know if some of us are watching this guy, like or something like that. Anytime I'm watching that, I always feel somehow. When the Muslim sister is turning and showing me down. So if you don't do this, I'm still going to continue castigating them. I love you, Mr. Right.
In essence, experience is always the best teacher. Calling from Dr. Suleiman Wiwa's words. Also, we should know it is imperative for me to reiterate the fact that a child that is born of Nasfat's origin is a child belonging to MSS, is a child belonging to ISMA, is a child belonging to Karim, is a child belonging to Criterion, Companion, and so on and so forth. Which means we have to collaborate, bring our efforts together, and make everything worthwhile. In case you are just joining, this is still the Nasfat Counseling Committee for organizations. Proceed with the item on the agenda by inviting to the podium here our marital relationship coach, expert by excellence, Dr. Aisha Adetula, who will be discussing with us the topic, the role of counseling in strengthening family and community bonds, enhancing interpersonal relationships through effective counseling techniques. Thank you very much, ma'am, for honoring our invite. I know we are all counselors, even if we are not, when we are coming into this program. I want to share a scenario with us. As a counselor, I want us to put it down as this form of assignment. A lady of 19 years got married to a guy of about 25. Baby mama with 5 kids. And now, here the problem comes. You know the marital issue, the infidelity. Who do we blame? The parent, the lady. The second one is a boy of 18 years old, abandoned by the father, mother, and the guy got into Yahoo, using this Yahoo to take care of the family. As a how do you permit me to stand on the existing protocol. Not to take time. Alhamdulillah that we are here today. Why are we here is the first question. The capacity building on this workshop today is for the peaceful coexistence. We all know what is operating in the world now, not only in Nigeria. The marital issue is a big problem that if we don't address it, of course, like Dr. Mumiwa said, we're sitting on the line. So today, we are going to be discussing, it's like this, the role of counseling in strengthening family and community bonds. How can we enhance interpersonal relationship through counseling techniques? The second slide, please. One of the problems that we have in marriage, like I do tell people, is the fundamental problem of marriage is we don't understand the word marriage. What is marriage? We all believe it is coming together of a man and a woman marrying, all sorts of definition. But when you look at the definition of marriage,
word. The key word was different personality. And you said the fundamental problem. This is where it arises. The gender, the background, family of origins, orientation, and belief system into one thing. Their vision. The question is, the people where premarital counseling comes in. I advise, please, today we are all here, not only Nasfat. We need to encourage our brother and sister to go for premarital counseling, please. This, when you look at the word marriage, it is quite from a French word, marry, which means gluing together. And when we're talking about marriage, it is to manage. There's nobody that guarantee that there will be peace all through. Of course, so about how we're going to. So these are the fundamental problems of where we get it wrong in marriage. So how can we now influence? Second slide, please. So when we talk about this, and we're saying we want to, how can we influence? That's what the Islamic marriage. In Islam, it plays a major role, such as benefit, it's a guiding, procreation, a lot, and we have the Islamic, the Quran verse back in Surah Al-Raj, Surah Al-Mumin, and Surah Al-Raj. So we, like I said, how this code, as I said, being in a relationship is not around. What we do with that relationship is what we make and define whether it is around or alive. One of the things I do ask is our purpose on earth. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ourselves, we Muslims are being carried away with this word. We believe it's only article of faith, the 5 pillars of Islam. That is what makes us Muslim. No, it goes beyond that. Islam is holistic, the whole total way of our life. So until when we understand the word marriage, we understand our purpose. Our purpose is to impact positively on each other. But when we are going to marriage, we really have the area of conflict, like Dr. problem comes. We don't just jump. Most times, most especially our imam, you are so overwhelmed with cases of marriage, most especially in families. How do we have, especially when it comes to infidelity? The first thing our imam will tell women is, but the thing is, as a woman, we are creature of emotions. We also have feelings. We have mind. We want to express ourselves. I think we should be giving this thing here that not about Monjo. It is about man. Is a responsible and more. Is capable. When we're talking about capability, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, is a man capable. These are things we need to know before we discover that the woman is. Conflict in relationship. Lack of trust, entitled attitude, perspective. The way I view things is not the same way my partner will view it. I love this topic when I'm treating premarital counseling. When we're talking about personality traits is being defined by our upbringing. Don't forget, here we are not the same. So, to tell us, very where we grew up, social, education that we have, will definitely tell on us and determine the kinds of personality traits we have. So, when we're talking about personality traits, I'm going to get to that place. Then, selfishness, emotional management, lack of career, passion, and personal satisfaction. Sometimes in marriage, we don't develop what to get. Belief is for us to get married, relationship. No. The Islam today outside marriage, what are you bringing to the table? And that is where it comes in that the fact that we are educated, we are graduates. We can come with their skill, we need their power. It's not only financial that we can support our partner. We can also support moral. When our husband is having issues, and we be there for him to call and say, babe, this is the issue I'm having in my working place. Can we really have value? What are we bringing to the table? Strengthening your foundation, then lack of expanding and growth. Faith, this is talking about spiritual. These are the causes of conflicts in relationships that need to be addressed and talking about. The next slide, please. The causes of conflict, like I said, why we need premarital and how can we influence this? When we talk about personality trait, we have a lot of personality trait types, but just I narrow it to 4. The first one is choleric. I'm one of the cholerics. Just forget that. Some ladies are like that, some men are like that. But if I get married to somebody that is an introvert, what do you think will become of us? Alhamdulillah. Then the second one is the popular sanguines. When you see sanguine, you see energetic and optimistic. They are always optimistic, but they kind of, the cholerics. Then the next one is the melancholics. They are looking, contemplating. They are always good. All those, the sanguine, the diplomatic, the melancholics, and cholerics, they have weakness and strength. There's something because SWOT analysis that we might be familiar with. When we talk about SWOT analysis, it is to define the strength and weakness of partner that are going into the marriage. We all have it. There's no perfect variation of emotion. So definitely they'll tell on us. The next slide, please. Now we are in terms of who you are as that we cancel and say yeah. But do we have what it takes to make us up? That's the question. One of it is emotional intelligence. You cannot give what you don't have. If you're not really emotionally, if you're not intelligent with your emotion, you will get overwhelmed. And when you get overwhelmed, seriously, it can tell on your mental. Don't forget, when we talk about counseling, it is about mental. Because you have your own personal problem, and somebody bringing the whole lot of load of the problem to you. How do you handle it? And that is why we talk about emotion. One of the first things, of course, I got certified from a Christian institution from Texas, USA, right? The first thing we were being trained on as a counselor is to train us like a client. First, we need to go through that flow of it. Emotional intelligence is talking about ability our effect understand and manage our emotion and those people around us. Because of the world we are living in, a lot of issues, depression everywhere. Are we able to manage our emotion ourselves? We want to be a counselor. This is the first thing we need to do. You work on yourself. Work on that emotion. Then the components Goldman narrow it to 5. We have a lot of components on the emotional intelligence. But the first one is being aware that I am an aggressive person. I'm temperamental. How have I been able to work on this? If you're not being able to work on this, then you can be a counselor. Because a lot of work will be coming in and you will be like, is it happening in this world? Yes, it is happening. That is why we need to get aware of our emotions. The second one is self-management, how we can manage our emotion. Social management, how do we manage the social around us, the third parties, the family members. As a woman, our in-laws, how do we manage them? A lot of people will be there that they will not just like you. There's nothing you can do. They will not like you. They will come to you, to your face and tell you, how do you handle them? This is what social management is. One is motivation. Motivation. When we're talking about motivation, the normal norms, we believe motivation is good thing. You can expect people to say, oh, well, of course, we all expect. Sometimes I feel like I want somebody to pass and say, oh, Aisha, you're doing well. And I say, yeah, I'm doing it well. But motivation is when the going is going tough. And you feel like, no, this thing cannot work. But you have that optimistic, like, I know I am going to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the verse of Quran 3 verse 200, he said, yeah, you are lazina amanu isbiru wasabiru wa am I really flowing at all? Seriously, when you go to that Baqarah, you just shift like, oh, these challenges are trust. What's up, and that is it. But most times, Muslims, we just say all these things by mouth. We don't really have it from the genuine mind of our heart to believe that but the question is, do we really believe in that? That is where we need to go. So how do we influence conflict resolution manager? For you to be a counselor, these are what you need to know about it. How can you be a conflict resolution manager? Of course, influencing counseling as a technique to solve problems, we have to learn it. It is an art, but you have to learn the key. You know there's a procedure, steps that you need to learn. You need to go through this. If not, seriously, you will just be down playing like, oh, like a parboiled food. So when we say conflict resolution manager, this is skill. These are skills referred to that help a person handle conflict in a manner that does not make the problem worse or promote ignoring issues until they become worse. It can affect relationship satisfaction level. So for you to be a emotionally conflict resolution manager, especially, dealing with marriage, even in parenting, the first thing is, the rapport, bringing the atmosphere needs to be calm. Bringing them together, it is necessary. Most times, you might not have the way of bringing them, but you can have way to working on them, workers. The second one is maintaining calmness. Like Doctor said, when they are coming and bringing their whole love for that load, smiling is the first thing you do. You want to introducing, you see rapport, you build with calmness. Then lay out the ground rules. I purposely write this so that when we go home, we can read and understand it. Exactly. Your role as a mentor is to guide the group towards the mutual beneficial outcome. Then find the root cause of the conflict. What is causing the conflict? We need to, under conflict resolution, decide, discover, and determine the cause. Actively listening as each side has their say. When I chat people, they will say, coach, you are too expensive. Yes, I am too expensive. Because they want you to listen to them. And when I'm listening, sometimes 3 hours, 4 hours, we are mixed. They want to pour their mind. A lot of them have been burdened with the issue of 7, 8 years in marriage. And they are looking for somebody that will give them listening here. Then the time you are giving, you are listening to them. So you have to give them the listening here to really pour all what is in their mind, addressing points, tactics. You don't just come out straight and say, anything you know they want to buy. Sometimes when I'm handling agenda now, I am taking from the coach to my agenda. Our agenda, we can discuss on sometimes say, oh coach, right? I say, I know right. Yes, I get it. We can discuss on how do you handle us? I don't want to have placed you over us to handle. We are baby. Actively, you just have to find a way not to be factual about being judgmental. Don't forget. One of the principles as a counselor is not to be judgmental and sentimental. That is why we are professional counselors. Establish a desired outcome. Sometimes you can throw it back to them. What do you think we can do? How do you think we can resolve this thing? Let both parties say their mind. Then we can sit on the rabbit hole and discuss about the way out of it. Share solution. Let's slide. I have a case of a couple. They were around 10 years in marriage, and what the wife is saying is, he wants to get out of the marriage. She's tired. So eventually she contacted me and she was like, husband so months that I'm out of the marriage. Ask her, if you're out of the marriage, what do you tend to gain? Do you think single mother is easy? You go and ask the people, and those people that don't have a responsible man, they will tell you the story of life. It is pathetic that you never wish to. So we allow them to see beyond future. You know, sometimes you can be emotional. Most times, emotion rides over our feelings. We should. Most times, it's emotion we express, and we need to guide against that. And ask the right question, agree on the solution, and what must be done to make it happen. It is not about willing or being right. Don't be judgmental. Give them listening here. Don't judge party that you are wrong, you are right. Let both of them know that what you are saying, you are just right both. But how can we resolve it? Not because of today, because of the consequence of the children. The next slide, please. These are potential benefits of counseling. Building a strong foundation for marriage, greater self-acceptance and esteem, ability to change self-defeating habits, better expression and management of emotion, like I said, proactive decision before becoming an issue, improved communication and interpersonal skill. I'm sure we can all see this. Prepare your mentor for the marriage. Couple adopt wisdom thinking. Most times when we are doing counseling, we need to put our clients into a way where they can resolve little issue. Because most times, we get carried with the next slide, please. So, the role of the counselor, please. The slide will be sent to us so that we can go through it. It's a long story in my time. In conclusion, I'm going to let us know that we are here today not because of this story. Of course, we can go home and read about this. But basically, why are we here? It is for each organization to go and set up for some community, estate community, I said. I did for schools. I do for, foundation as a consultant. SOJ is one of them. Bounty Foundation is one of them. And a lot of them like that. We can have this. Try to form a group, like 5 or more, group of a counselor that we can be giving training. We need to go for training. It's an art. Yes, we need to practice, but at the same time, we need to get a required knowledge that we can use to in handling a premarital counseling. There is a protocol you have to go through. There is a manual where you are going to treat personality traits, intimacy, money management, boundary, and a lot about it. Emotional intelligence, personal development. As a Muslims, we are lazy in learning, and we need to wake up. This is a call to us now. We need to. A lot is happening. When you look at and doctor said that in the next 5-10 years now, a lot is still going to be happening. When you look at the era today, see Roscoe Rasaki, we say, why are we having this? Are the Christians not there? What are we doing as a Muslims? This is not about Nasfat. It is about all of us. Ask yourself, what am I going to do? Islam goes beyond Article of Faith and 5 pillars of Islam. It is an holistic act of worship that we need to. And as I ask you to worship, that is why I created you. What are we going to tell Allah? We don't have the passion. By background, I'm an accounting person. Accountant. My first somebody was saying, wow, I don't know you are into counseling. And you just see me over there that, oh, I'm a counselor. You have to go through training. That is the only way we can improve. Muslims, we don't read. We are not thirsty for knowledge. We need to go out there and learn. We need to acquire knowledge. Majority of the other counterparts, they develop themselves. You know, they organize training. They go out there. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you accept our effort as an act of ibadah, and the world does abundantly feed dunya. Waleha ira. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun. Rabbil alamin. salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. That has been Alhaja Dr. Aisha Adetula, aka Coach Nana Adetula. Thank you very much, ma'am, for that wonderful message. She has been speaking on the topic, the role of counseling in strengthening family and community bonds, enhancing interpersonal relationships through effective counseling techniques. So she has given us lots of beautiful slides on the causes of unhealthy relationships, conflict, lack of trust, entitled attitude, unsolvable problem, and so on. She also gave us the causes of conflict, and she also emphasized on counselor skill, emotional intelligence, that has to social awareness, motivation, empathy, and the lies. And she has also given us the potential benefits of counseling. Ladies and gentlemen, we are still in the Nasfat committee for faith-based organization. That we can do it. The men, they will not take handshake. I trust women now, they will keep straight. Please tell the partner beside you that we can do it. Your child is my child. Your organization is my organization. Together we can make an effort. Thank you very much. Now we take question and answer before we can go for our salat. Question and answer for Coach Nana. Okay. We'll go for salat now before we take the question and answer. So we can go for salat. Alluminat, we welcome you. Albabia, we welcome you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much for coming.
Inshallah, within this week, we are going to direct us to the mosque. Inshallah, we'll call for the prayer now. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Allahu akbar, Allahu akbar. Allah. Please, lead them to where the boss